Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another, what I'm just going to call a generalized rhythm game request from St. Vina. This is Aether Crest, this is Aether Crest, this is Aether Crest, this is Aether Crest, Astral, this is Aether Crest, Astral, this is Aether Crest, Astral Celestial.
What took you so long, idiot?
Which is like a blend of two songs from, I think, two different games, where this is just like a mesh, basically, of those two. It's some sort of collaboration thing. Vina tried to clarify it for me, but I am striking a blank trying to actually remember half the details that Vina has given me. Even though Vina has literally just told me them like maybe 5 minutes ago, I have the short-term memory of drywall. So I'm just gonna get to this song, listen to this mashup, and give my general opinions on it as a package instead of individually. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, that was a weird start. These feel like two songs kind of laying on top of each other right now. That might just be because I don't know what to expect. But there's already parts that sound like they don't fit with each other, but kinda do. Yeah, now it's starting to come to a single unit here. Rhythm games, man. They always have fun with those like super fast melodic runs. Just going nuts on them. Scales everywhere. Hold up. We're getting a change. I love that little like that was a fun synth. They always have such creative choices for their runs and like what they decide to use as accents. Ooh, that was an interesting transition there. Getting a little bit more complex. Why am I catching a vibe off that? There's so much happening, man. Every time with these songs, I have to like triple process my thoughts at all times. I cannot turn my brain off while I'm listening to these at all. So despite me not really knowing what the original songs both sounded like, I can still kind of feel where certain transitions were done and where certain sounds were kind of blending in with each other and making these interesting sort of moments in the song. I think that was really cool. Just for the person who did this mashup, they did a really good job on this. Like, they did definitely have those moments where I'm like, wow, that was complex, but none of it seemed out of place either. So that's really good on them that they're able to set these songs together and make it feel so natural. I'm sure individually these songs have their own unique properties to them, but I see why people were meshing them together. These definitely have like a similar thing going on. I don't even know if they're like the same producer. I think they are. I'm pretty sure that's how this all kind of works out. So that also plays into it. Like, if you're the same producer, the odds of you you having similar ideas for a different song, or maybe they're supposed to be kind of this like dark and light sort of thing, this yin-yang trade-off where they're already pretty close to each other, and the producer was kind of just waiting for somebody to mesh them together like this for the sake of content, you know? Like, it's just that sort of thing that keeps music alive. That creative desire not only to do it because you know you can, but because there's a part of you that feels like you need to. There's just something that makes you have to do it, so you gotta do it. It just happens sometimes. But back to the song itself, there were parts in this that I thought were really fun and kind of fresh, at least to me, somebody who hasn't really heard too many of these rhythm game songs. There were aspects to this one that I thought were really original. Like, there was one section kind of near the beginning where it almost sounded like a JRPG soundtrack, and I was like, hey, that's kind of neat. And then they had that choral section closer to the end, and there was a bunch of like rhythmic stuff as always going throughout, but then all of these accentual runs that they always put in to rhythm game songs just for the sake that it sounds cool, and it makes the song sound a little bit more hectic, probably to raise the blood pressure for those who are playing the game itself, just to add some stress, and also it sounds really cool. There were so many different ones, different instruments that were doing that in this, different synths that were tackling that approach and just doing these runs like crazy, and all of them sounded so unique but also very much the same. They worked well together, so that's another reason why these songs blended so well together. The style is there, those approaches are probably very similar, if not the exact same ones. Again, not really positive, my brain and memory are failing me here, but I'm pretty sure that these were from the same producer, so that's just what's going on here. If not, they have such similar vibes to their work, it's no wonder that somebody decided to throw these together. But also, like I've talked about before, this song had a lot of breathing room, which I love. I love it when songs allow themselves to breathe and the producers allow the music to just kind of be itself, tell its story, and not just bombard you with constant energy. That is perfectly fine to have plenty of energy. A lot of the time, that's the point of the song, is to have all of that energy on it. But there are definitely moments where you need to be able to allow the song to have its own time, to do its own thing, and tell its story. This song had multiple times where I felt like that was happening. Some near the beginning where it felt like it was kind of like softly leading you into the story, and then it would hit you over the head with something, and then it would pull itself back like, hey, what'd you think about that? Is that pretty cool? And I like it when they do that. They allow that kind of in-out ebb and flow of the music so it can tell its story efficiently and effectively without having just basically noise exist for seemingly no reason. So while there are definitely songs out there where the point is to be challenging, I like ones like this that allow themselves to just be. And that's much more interesting to me as a listener, to be able to hear stuff like that and have those moments to really process what I'm listening to. Part of that's just me, but I do think part of that is like part of the human condition in a way. We want to be able to connect to music, so having those moments where you're able to do that and slow down to figure out what you just listened to before getting into something else, that's really good, especially in this one, that section right before the last pickup, that last big section. They definitely had a slowdown there, and I was like, hey, whoa, where are we? Where are we going? What's going to be next? It allows me to build up that anticipation, so that's just good writing. And once again, for the person who mashed these together, really good job balancing that all the way through. I'm not sure if some of that was like completely creative liberty on their part, like if they just specifically borrowed certain sections of the song that would allow that sort of flow, or if the natural songs already sounded like that and they're literally just laying them on top of each other. Whichever the answer is, these songs work so well together in that way and allow themselves to have that. So I give it to the producers and the person who meshed them together, because they kept that energy there and they could have removed it. So I'm glad they didn't. But I think that's about all I gotta say on this one. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you have anything else you want me to get to, drop it in the comments below, or if you want to guarantee it, much like Vina did, you can join my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, where there are tiers where you can force me to listen to whatever you want. Can be from whatever, it can sound like whatever, and I have to listen to it. That's the point of a guaranteed request. But otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!